Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that get together for a net held on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Our call is WW7ATS. If you're looking for us on the internet, Google WW7ATS, and that will take you to our homepage on Google. There you'll find information about our net, frequencies we use, and a little bit about us. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR, referred to as the 08 machine, 14708, for the use of the repeater for our voice transmissions. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'll take a brief cutout in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact on the 08 machine before our net gets fully underway this evening. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Hearing nothing in that, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, Lake City, Washington, coming from my private sauna. Got 95 degrees in the shack tonight. A little bit on the warm side, but tolerable. So far, checked in via video link is Ron, KD7QKU, Jessica, KF7UHK, Lee momentarily was in and out, N7KC, Bert, N7CS, Bob, K9PQ, Richard, K7ITX, and we got Jim out this evening, N7QO, and joining us is James, WU7N, and myself, Dave, KD7ZYM. Is there anybody else who would like to check into the net this evening? Now, let's start the ball rolling. We'll go to Ron in Tacoma, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, thank you, Dave, and hello to the group. This is KD7QKU. Well, last time I looked, it was 85 outside. It's not cooling off very fast tonight. I just haven't been doing anything. We have an air conditioner, and I've just been hunkered down in here trying to watch TV and sleeping probably the majority of the time. I did go to the grocery store with Joanne this afternoon just to get out of the house. I don't know if that qualifies as an adventure or not, but it was something else to do. So I don't have much, so I'm just going to pass it along. Back to net, KD7QKU.
Let's go to Jessica, who mentioned she was using her hot tub today in her apartment. Let's go to Jessica, KF7UHK.
With bubbles and shampoo. Let's see. Today I inherited two kitty cats, which are big kitty cats. One of them has an extra claw on both front paws, which is interesting. But one of our board members passed away and left behind these two cats. One of them is the biggest cat I've ever seen. It is probably 25 pounds. I've got to go weigh it because it's so big. But right now they're both hiding underneath our bed. And one's named Chloe, and I can't remember the other one's name. I have to go call the executor and ask again what the second cat's name is. But one's a female, one's a male. Let's say both hiding underneath the bed. And that's okay for me right now. I don't mind that. They'll get used to us later and then start popping their head out when they get hungry or have to go to the bathroom. Another thing we did today, our big day, was go down and wash our car. So we went down to one of those U-wash places, spent about $5, and do our truck. And it sure looks nice. I think there's a couple places on the front grill I got to go back with a sponge and pick up that we couldn't get off. That's a nice soft moppy kind of brush that we used hoping for it to cool down. And there's some meteor showers tonight. Maybe someone will talk about that. Who knows about it? This is KM7UHK.
7UHK, Jessica, thank you. One kitty and one cougar. What an accomplishment to have. Well, let's go to World Traveler Bert N7CS in Marysville.
Well, good evening, everyone. Let's see. So I do have a lot of picks to share, but I'll do that on the next round. But I just want to say good news, I'm back. Sad news, I am not a billionaire. I did not win the lottery last night. I had everything set for that. I thought I was going to get it. I mean, but apparently maybe you need to buy more than one ticket. I don't know. But let's see. Oh yeah, just random news. So my wife's car is like 10 years old now, and she was getting jealous that I bought a car last year. So we went to go look at some cars today. Some of the other EVs that are out there. But it's like all the dealers have like $5,000 markups over MSRP on everything. So it's like this is just crazy. So I guess we probably won't be doing that because I don't want to pay over MSRP, especially not over like 5,000 over. Let's see. Oh, Jessica, on the cat. Yeah, you mentioned extra claw. I don't know if maybe you meant like extra toe or if it, yeah. So that's a mutation that Ernest Hemingway's cats had. So I don't know. Maybe your cat is related to one of the Ernest Hemingway cats. You should maybe get. They have DNA tests for cats now, so maybe you can check and see if you have a famous cat. But anyway, pictures on the next round. This is Burton Marysville and NCS. Back to that.
Yes. Coming up next, and with a $5,000 markup, is Bob, K9PQ.
Hello, this is K9PQ, and I am worth every penny. So I just want you to know that. Like Ron, I've been hunkered down today, not doing a whole lot, catching up on a little bit of Netflix, although, man, I've been watching so much Netflix and Amazon Prime during this COVID season, 2-year-long season, I think I'm about ready to cancel both. I think I've watched everything I want to watch. There is one thing coming that I'm interested in seeing. I think it's on Amazon, this one. It is sort of a prequel to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's from some of Tolkien's other writings in that world, and it looks like it's going to be really good. So looking forward to that coming. Otherwise, not a heck of a lot to report. I'm in, like I did Wednesday, I'm in my bedroom, which is the one cool room in the house. I am, Dave, I don't know how you do it. I would be like melting if it was 95 degrees. I don't know how you do it, but good on you, and welcome back, both to you and Bert. I guess I'll leave it for that for now, and back to net control, K9PQ.
Let's go to air-conditioned Richard, K7ITX.
Well, Bert, you were confused about the lottery because we actually had invested in about, I think, at least 11, maybe double that. We're part of a club that we've actually been involved in investing in this program. Oh gosh, let me think. Well, ever since Debbie retired, and she's kind of like the banker, and so we have about 5 or 6 members. I've lost track, and so yeah, Bert, next time give me a call. I'll get you squared away. But we didn't win. Obviously, somebody in the Midwest or Chicago or Illinois or someplace like that. So, but just be on top of it when you hear QFC in Kent sold the winning ticket, and then you can talk to me at that point. So with that, this is K7ITX, back to net control.
TX, let's go on to Jim. WW7ATS.
Hey, good to have you back, Bert. Good to have you back too. And let's see, today I didn't actually use my air conditioner. I've got a bunch of green belt trees that shade me, and I'm built into the side of a hill. So I usually do pretty well until it's really hot, like last summer when it got up to be 106, 110 degrees. Then I remembered someone had given me a portable air conditioner that I thought I would never use, and I was so glad I had it. It really did save me. Kind of exponential here too. It has to go a few days, and then there's a big difference between, say, 95 and 106, much more than you would think. And I haven't really figured that out yet. But tonight I have my air conditioner running upstairs. I'm going to cool my room off. I find if I go to bed early, I wake up early anyway, whether I go to bed early or not, so I feel better throughout the day. So today was the 5th Saturday drill for the state, and that was a very successful drill, both locally and statewide. Well, Jessica, I'm glad you have some mutant cats. I'm sorry that's the way you got them. My condolences. I'm sure they'll do well. And thank you for mentioning the car wash, because I really do need to wash everything I own, and including my cars. Oh, and lottery, I just gave you the quick math summary here. Your odds are about 1 in 360 million if you buy one ticket, but if you buy two tickets, the odds are about 1 in 360 million. That's if you round it off. So, and if you buy 5 tickets, it's about 1 in 360 million. The extended math analysis of that, I did not buy tickets, so my odds were slightly worse than that. But I meant to buy a ticket, and I'm disappointed someone won, because can you imagine? I mean, if this went on for a few more weeks, they would have just sold tons of tickets. I'm not sure where all that money goes. Hopefully something good. Okay, so this is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Back to net control, Dave.
WU7N, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM, and for James, you are $2 winner. Buy a ticket, you still get $2, so you're ahead of the game. For me, the last two drawings, I invested $2 each, and I'm now $4 broke. But anyway, such is life. I always figured if your name isn't in the hat, it can't be pulled. So that's pretty good. So then we got Ron, who is a traveler to the grocery store that almost is equal to Bert's traveling from country to country, you might say. And Bob all put up at home having a good time. Jessica with her new-found cougar and kitty. And Richard enjoying a cool house, and James that hasn't plugged into the grid yet downstairs, but upstairs, look out, we're going to have a windmill going full force to power up that. So this is Dave, KD7ZYM in Lake City. So let's go back up to the top of the list, get refreshed by Ron, KD7QKU.
Thank you, Dave. KD7QKU here. Well, Jessica, those cats, are they friendly? Can you pick them up? Will they sit on your lap? Not really, I guess, huh? Well, maybe they'll make up to you later. I was hoping maybe you could bring the big one in and show him to us, but maybe that won't work, so show us his feet. And yeah, no, it's really nice to have Bert back, and I'm anxiously looking forward to his pictures. And Richard, I noticed today that there was a Northwest National Drag Races. And is that out at the specific raceway? Oh, it is. Okay, he's nodding up and down. I looked at it for a minute, and I, of course, haven't been there hardly. I was there with you once. That was about it. I didn't recognize anything, so I wasn't sure where that was being held. And all that money from the lottery, oh my goodness. You know, my brother always say, don't buy a ticket if you can't win, and so I didn't buy a ticket, but I don't know what I'd do with all that. that except pay taxes. Probably have to give it away, I guess. It would, you know, at my age, I don't think I could spend it all. So anyway, all right, that's enough of that. So I guess we'll go over a bird. Maybe we'll see some pictures. KD7QKU.
KM7UHK.
Yeah, and now I remember the cat's name is Hemingway. Thanks for reminding me of that. So yeah, it has an extra toe. I just couldn't think of what you call it, but yeah, the toes have claws. So you got extra clawing power, and the cat has no neck. You know, if you look at the thing, it's like it's so big and massive. There's just no place to put a collar on it. It's all body and head. It's a big cat. It's not ready to be carried around much. I've picked it up a couple times just to get it out from underneath the bed and out from underneath the closet and that kind of stuff. But I do it very, very carefully and judiciously because this cat would hurt you just by how much weight it has on those claws. That if it grapple hooked you into your skin, it would definitely hurt. Let's see, only 360 million. That's good to know. That's fantastic to know. I'm not much of a gambler, and even on Lotto, I'm not much of a gambler. Now, Sylvia will buy her weekly tickets or so, but me, not me. I'm retired, and that's why. Let's see, Lord of the Rings, a prequel coming out. That sounds kind of interesting, because we loved all the Lord of the Rings movies, and went and saw everyone in the theater, and twice more on TV, and always a good fun ride through the underworlds. That's kind of cool. Anyhow, that's all I got. 17 minutes after KM7UHK.
Let's go on down to Bert, M7CS.
Okay, let me try to share my screen here. See if this works. And trying to get, oh come on. Okay. And let's see if this shows up okay. Oh, can I make this disappear? Okay, so this is some teppanyaki we ate on the cruise. So just a picture of them cooking some food. Here's some nice houses in Norway. Here's some waterfalls. You'll see lots and lots of waterfalls. More waterfalls. This is, you can actually walk behind this waterfall. So this was it was a unique view for me. I've never done anything like that before. More waterfalls. Here's me in a waterfall. The other, okay. Oh, this was the only McDonald's that I could find in the entire trip, and it doesn't look like your traditional McDonald's. I almost missed it until I noticed the arches there. Here we have a nice glacier. It's a little small though, and I don't know why this little thing is in the way here. Okay, and there's like a little cave or something that was at the bottom of this, which is kind of cool. So far, this another picture far away of this glacier. More waterfalls, glacier. This is a museum for the glacier. I just thought it looked kind of cool right there. Oh, and inside the glacier museum, they had a simulated cave that you could walk through, and you probably can't see it too well, but there was also a simulated dead person. I don't quite know why they did that, but anyway, let me drop for a second. Restart the timer here. Here's an unofficial Norwegian flag. It's kind of a triangular. The official Norwegian flags, apparently you can only fly them once a year and on your birthday, and any other day, for whatever reason, you're not allowed to fly the official Norwegian flag, which I thought was a little odd. Oh, and here's a radio tower, because why not? It looks pretty cool. The top of the museum, you could walk on top of that to get pictures of stuff. Here is a robotic lawnmower. I saw these things all over Norway. They're just everywhere. Some mammoths outside, fake of course. They had inside inside the museum, they have some cool stuff. Here's where like you could add some weight on a copper wire, put it on top of a block of ice, and you could like set it on top of the block of ice and then come back an hour later and it would be in the middle, and it would just like, it just comes right down very, very slowly, and then the ice refills after it goes through. So that was just kind of a cool experimental setup they had there. Just a close-up picture of that. Some purple flowers. Nice walking paths along the fjords. More fjord. Lots of tunnels in Norway. We went into some tunnels in the buses that would take like 20 minutes to go through the tunnel. Or rock. There's lots of houses and stuff that have like they would actually like grow stuff on top to make it cooler. Here's another picture of a like house with some stuff growing on top of it. Fjord. This was like a waterfall park where you could like walk around and above and to see things. I just thought that was kind of cool. There's the running water from the waterfall down there. We ran into one situation in the bus where there were vehicles on the road that we had to drive around. This is a museum for one of the mountain views. It's kind of cool. Here's standing over a ledge here, looking at some of the cool mountain views. More waterfalls. We're going to let it drop for a second. Here's some more views from up there. I mean, you can see like the nice U-shaped valleys that were cut by the glaciers from many, many years ago as they went through. There's me there, some nice rocks that are balanced. I guess somebody did that, of course. Some more views of the nice mountains and stuff. Look at this really windy road through here. It's really cool. Although we drove the bus through that on the way back down, it was very, very slow going. But yeah, just really, really cool roads going through the mountains there in Norway. More standing over the little edge there, looking at the roads down below. They love their trolls in Norway. So in Norway they were like obsessed with trolls, and in Iceland they were obsessed with, I think, elves. So more troll stops, more trolls, old police car, more trolls. So here's like a big mountain here. Look at this little bitty area here, this little bitty stub there. If you go to this picture, there's some guys sitting up. They had this in a museum, some guys sitting up there in that little stub. This is like what they call their little Alcatraz. I forget, I don't even remember if this was in Norway or Iceland, but I saw lots of drones flying around, so I took a picture of some. I saw a cat. I don't know if this is like a Norwegian forest cat or if it's something else, but it was in Norway and it was in a forest, so. This is, I think, a local, like an oil and gas research company, but again, you see the little robot lawnmower out there doing its thing. More flowers. Here's a drone boat. This boat was autonomous. I guess it could drive around based on what it says on the outside there. They like to decorate their trash cans, so this is a trash can with some kind of decoration on it. I don't know, I think it looks kind of horrifying, but I think I'd rather have seen the trash can. I'm going to let it drop. There's a church. At the top of the church, looking back, there's our ship out there. Mama duck with her babies. The ship was parked right across from the airport, so I was waiting to see if the plane would actually like fly over the ship. I never actually saw it, but I assume they must clear the ship because I never heard any crashes. Oh, and the lights, instead of red lights, it was like red hearts, which I thought was kind of different. I've never seen that before anywhere. More waterfalls, a big waterfall here. More waterfalls. There's a lot of places that have like these gas pumps, just standalone gas pumps, like all by itself, like no big service station, just a pump. Walking path, more walking paths. Oh, on this picture here, if I'm remembering right, the top of the screen here is North America, and the bottom here is Europe. So this is where like the North America and Eurasian plates meet. Just more rock, nice formations here. This is like their like little Yellowstone in Iceland. So it's very, very like all kinds of cool stuff happening here. My wife looks a little not so happy here because it's like nothing but the smell of sulfur around here with all these gases. Okay, more rocks there, more waterfalls. I saw some jellyfish near the ship, took a few pictures of them. Apparently they love Family Guy in Iceland, and Kermit the Frog too. And more decorations. Oh, this picture is funny, watch out for snow falling off the roof. Okay, another cat. These things are supposed to like help prevent avalanches or catch avalanches, but they said they weren't very effective at that. Another capture the fox. And of course, with the fox, you have to go fox hunting. So here's all the frequencies. If you ever want to hunt some foxes here, what frequencies they tag their collars on, and of course the yagi they had in the fox museum. So I thought that would be good, like a real actual fox hunt. More foxes, more animals on the roadway, more waterfalls. Oh, I think this was in an area called the Big Nothing. It was like really just quiet, lots of waterfalls and all kinds of stuff. And this is like at the end of the trip, back at the Iceland airport in Reykjavik, there was this big sculpture out here. My wife and I were trying to figure out, like, is this a fruit? What is it? We couldn't figure it out, and my wife finally looked it up online to figure out what it was, and we were both like surprised and angry because we thought it was so silly. But so I'll leave this up as a trivia question to see if anybody can figure out what this thing is. Okay, and that's it for now. This is Bert and Rachel, and so yes, back to that.
Yes, thanks for that. And again, for ID, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, well, cool pictures, Bert, and I will get my guess in first. I think this is some kind of a weird creature hatching out of an egg. I'm trying to think, closest I can think of is like one arm of an octopus, so I'll go with octopus hatching out of an egg, but why would an octopus be in an egg like that? Who knows? So James, yes, your math as far as the tickets go, you will be old enough to remember the new math that we were all taught back in grade school in the 60s, and you must have been using new math to come up with those numbers, is all I can say. I did buy $20 worth. I hadn't bought any in many years. I used to play every so often when the total got high, but this one got my attention. I thought, okay, fine, I'll play. But oddly enough, one of the things I liked about buying them in the past, I never figured I'd win, is just to dream about what I'd do with the winnings. And when I thought about what I'd do with the winnings, I just thought of all the problems I would have by having all of that money. And so I'm not sure I'll ever buy another ticket again, because all I could think of are the problems rather than the good things that would come with winning that much money. Jessica, this big category, is it fat, or is it, I'm really curious, or is it just naturally very big? And Bert, also, I love the pictures, and I think that's really interesting with the grass on the roof. I remember thinking as a kid, why doesn't everybody have grass on the roof? It seems like a great idea, and I guess they do it there. Okay, that's it for me. Back to the K9PQ.
Let's go to Richard, K7ITX in Kent.
Outstanding pictures. Thank you very much, Bert. Of all the people that should go to Iceland, it's me. I only say that because my wife has been there several times. My mother-in-law is Icelandic, and I've just been in this continuous bath of boiling water ever since I declined to go there to get married, which was saving my life, I think 20 years later, I heard that when you get married in Iceland, that the couple that gets married, they get thousands and thousands of dollars from everybody that are there. It's an Icelandic tradition to give away the farm to the married couple. Damn, I'm stupid. That's all I can say. So anyway, they didn't have the internet. I couldn't have looked it up to begin with. I was only 23, 24. It just makes me sick to even tell the story. So anyway, what else did I like? All the balanced rocks. Oh my God, yes. I've seen those before. I guess some people must be a hobby, kind of like ham radio. I mean, 'cause it looks pretty hard, and you have to be really good at it. And I can see that on ham radio, but it's always a temptation to walk over there and accidentally trip or sneeze, or I mean, it's just. I mean, I would never do that, but boy, sure, I felt like I saw these teenagers walking by one day. I'm a teenager like that. I walked away. I never saw what happened. So anyway, Bert, that was fantastic pictures. Thanks a lot for the show. K7ITX, back to net control.
7ITX, thanks for that. Let's go to James, WU7N.
Thank you, Dave. This is James, WU7N, Northeast Belgium. My favorite rock tipping story is some teenagers, why do I think intoxicants might have involved? They actually tipped over national monuments that were big rocks, but the dumbest thing is they videoed themselves doing it. If you're going to commit, a massive act of vandalism like that, I wouldn't have videoed myself doing it. I don't know if they ever put the rocks back or not, because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Bob, I think the entertainment value of lottery tickets is amazing. When my nephew and niece were much younger, I would buy lottery tickets for Thanksgiving and Christmas and things like that. And it was always really interesting, fun thing to go around, and have everybody talk about it. And then it was also kind of educational, like, what do you think the odds are of winning? Well, it's much more likely you'd be hit by lightning or something. And so I think that was really educational for them too. The lotteries are great entertainment value. And I would say, Jessica, I would not attempt to pick up either cat, especially the 25-pound one, until it comes to you and definitely says in at least 2 languages, pick me up. That is a cat that is big enough to do damage. It's kind of like owls. You always wait for the owls to come over to you before you even feed them anything. Otherwise, they'll show you what those big claws are for. Thank you very much for the pictures. Last time I was in Norway, I'm trying to think, it was maybe late 70s. Some of the things look different than the way I remember it. I don't know if it's really changed that much or if my memory has changed over that long ago. But, back to the lottery, Bob. You could try to spend it all, okay? Or I'd say, I guess it was Ron who was saying he didn't think he could spend it all. You could try, and that would be fun. And as far as all the problems, I mean, you might think about the 18-year-old who would feel bad, and I'll just let your imagination toy with why they would feel so bad, but it would still be fun to, spend the money on things like that. But I don't think it's probably ever actually going to happen. And looked up the sculpture, so I'm not going to say it on the air, but I never would have guessed that, never in a million years. I would have figured it was something like, a tribute to the Alien movies would have been my guess, or something like that, since it's got like, maybe, what is the 2001 where the thing reaches out, if you've read the novel, there's a thing that reaches out of the slime and touches the monolith, maybe something like that. I never would have guessed that. So anyway, that's it for me, James, WU7N. Back to Dave, our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Hey Dave, can I say something?
One something.
To guess. My guess is a turtle hatchling. A turtle hatching from the egg. K7ITX.
Let's see, we got $5 on a turkey, a turtle. Let's see, do I hear $10 for the next bid? None. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Does anybody else like to check into the net this evening? None. Let's see, I can talk a little bit about my travel experience during the week. I was only delayed an hour and a half in flight, so that was pretty good. At least I did get on a plane, and I got from point A to point B, so that was pretty good. The interesting thing is when I got back into Seattle, I took the light rail up to Northgate, and for Richards, we stopped at Westlake in the light rail, and about 10 people got on, and they were all going to the drag races up on Capitol Hill, and they were all in costume, so that was kind of interesting. So anyway, another moment of excitement on my journeys. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU here. Well, Bert, I don't know. Everybody seems to think it's an egg. So I don't know. It could be an egg. So I guess I'm waiting for the answer. And those are nice pictures. It's always fun to see pictures for sure. Maybe I've told this story before when it comes to lottery tickets, but there was a birthday party, and I think one of my sons was there, and somebody went and bought a lottery ticket for the next lottery, and they put the winning numbers on it from the last lottery, and they put it in a card, and they gave it to the person for the birthday. And so after the person opened the card, someone suggested they should check the numbers, and guess what? He thought he had just won the lottery. He went nuts, I guess. So I suppose that's been done many, many times, but anyway, they thought that was funny. So, okay, I'm anxious to hear what Bert has to say about the egg. Back to net, KD7QKU.
Up this program to go to Jessica, KF7UHK on the Kitty Patrol.
From Jurassic Park, actually. So something very scary coming out of that egg, and silver at that. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely curious. Those balanced rocks, I always thought they were blue and like that. So if you went and touched them, they'll be one solid thing stuck together. So I'm always skeptical when I see a big pile like that. Let's see. Never document your crimes. I'm not sure why I wrote that down, but that's one of those good things. Never document your crimes. If I won all that money, I'd become one of those funders for a PBS program where it says, support for NOVA is being brought to you by the Phipps Foundation. That's what I would like to do. So if you've ever seen my name up there, that's what I did when I got there. And it looks like only two meteor showers tonight. One's called the Delta Aquariids meteor shower, and the other is the Alpha Capricorniids meteor shower tonight, which are both converging tonight somewhere. So I'm probably going to go to bed right after this show here, and then I'll get up in the middle of the night, because that's kind of when I wake up these days, because that's the way my new schedule has been lately, is getting up about 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see how that goes. This is KF7 UHK.
UHK, thanks for that. Now, let's find out the real deal. Let's go to Bert, N7CS.
Okay, so the moment you've all been waiting for. Well, most of you were a lot better than the guess that my wife and I had. We kept thinking it was a fruit. It is an egg, but coming out of the egg is a baby jet, so it's supposed to be an airplane being born. But my wife, who works for one of those companies that builds airplanes, was very upset about that, because she said, I don't know how to tell you this, but that is not how baby airplanes are made. But so she did not like what she read when she saw that wiki entry. But I never would have guessed that, never. Even though it was at the airport, I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, not too good. Oh, sorry about those rocks that y'all piled up. One of the bus drivers on the tours mentioned that there was like this mountain in Norway that everybody thought no one had ever climbed it before. So these people started climbing it because they wanted to, get the record for like being the first person to climb this mountain. Well, apparently they get up there to the top and they find some stacked rocks, and it's like like, oh man, it's like we did all this work and somebody's already beat it to us. But yes, a little fun story there. But I do have a couple of very, very short videos. So let me try to do this. So let me try to share my screen again. Okay. And where did it go? Iceland videos. These are very short, so it won't take quite as long. But I will let it drop before I start this up. Okay, here is a video of the fox, so you can kind of see what it looks like when it's moving around. So, I mean, it acts just like a cat almost. I mean, it's just really, really friendly and everything. Well, I don't know, it's trying to bite her, but... And here's some videos of some of those vents blowing off all that steam. Here's like a mud pit. This is in that like a little Yellowstone area. I forget what they actually call the park, but and then here's one of the waterfalls. It's not the biggest one. I forgot my camera could record video until then. But anyway, that's it for the videos. This is Burton Marshall, and so let's get back to that.
Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, well, I just remembered that Lee was briefly with us. I wonder what happened to him, but he looked like he was doing fine, so technical troubles or got interrupted or who knows what. Let's see, I think I made a note or two here. The ticket was sold in Des Plaines, Illinois, which is, Americanized Des Plaines, which will remind some people of Fantasy Island. But it was a French word, the plains, and French words, and but they pronounce it's Americanized to Des Plaines. And I have been there. In fact, I think I have a friend who lives there. So I'm kind of debating, do I call him? Is he going to think I'm only calling him looking for money if I call him? But I haven't talked to him in a very long time. He was a good friend when I lived in the Chicago area. I don't actually have anything more to add. Thanks for the videos, Bert, and all those pictures again. That was really cool, and looking forward to hearing what Jessica has to say about her cat. If it's a fat cat or a big cat, or what are we talking about? Is it a bobcat? What kind of cat have we got? So, yeah, I guess that's good for me. Back to that. K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Let's go to Richard, K7ATS.
Okay, Bert, that is a pretty weird sculpture. Anything but a plane to be hatching. I mean, my goodness, that's pretty weird. Let's see, and oh yeah, the hydroplane, not the hydroplane races. Yeah, no, that's next week. In fact, I'm thinking about figuring out a way to maybe go down to Lake Washington very, very early, not on the weekend, but on Thursday morning, because that's when the Blue Angels first make their run around the lake in their jets, just kind of get a feel for the terrain, and of course I'll have my scanner with me, and it really makes for a very enjoyable luncheon, so to speak. I'm hoping the weather... Oh, wait a minute, let me think about this. Oh, yeah, Thursday, yeah, I'll be home. No, I'll have more details on Wednesday's net. But as far as the drag races go, not on Capitol Hill, but on Pacific Raceway. I'll just start off by saying it was too hot to go. I'm getting too old for those sorts of crowds and that kind of mayhem. That's not the style of auto motorsports I particularly like. But I mean, if you took me there, I'd be happy. for motorsports for me started in Sonoma in April, and then it seemed like, we did make it over to Shelton, and it was kind of miserable. That's when I stayed at the Indian Casino. Let's see, then we had the 4th of July big event at Pacific Raceway. Yeah, I remember not so good in Sonoma. The engine blew up. However, Shelton we won. Not so good in Seattle with the crummy weather, but we won in Poland. So we're having a break right now. I think the next event is in Shelton. I'm looking at the calendar. I want to say the 26th. So got 2-3 weeks. What am I going to do with myself? So anyway, it's great to hear and see everybody tonight. And that cat, that's pretty wild. And it's great to have Dave back. And and Bob, we like having you in multiple sessions in a row. This is outstanding. So with that, KD7ZYM, K7ITX, back to net control.
Thanks for all of that. And ID again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go on down the list to James, WU7N.
Thank you, Dave. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Okay, Jessica's background pictures just gave me the greatest idea for a fundraiser. Tandem bus drag racing. I think that would be just a great fundraiser. And I mean, how much safer could you get, right? I mean, that would just be great. Also, Bert, the pictures of the little Arctic fox there were interesting. It did remind me when I took a class where we studied, for much of the class actually, was the relationship between dogs and people. Probably know this, but dogs have been around so long nobody knows really where they came from, and they're across multiple continents and nobody knows where they started or where they came from or how dogs came to be. And so there have been one experiment, I think it was either Norway, Sweden, one of those Scandinavian countries, where they took either a fox or a wolf and they tried to treat it like a dog from the time it was barely born, and it didn't work. But it was just very entertaining to watch the family try and interact with this wild canine. So what they did, they had very good ethical controls on this experiment. When they saw it was obviously not going well, they did reintroduce the wild canine to a pack in a rescue center so that it would sort of reorient itself to what it was supposed to be, because it really didn't work out too well to try and turn it into a domesticated animal at all. Anyway, that's what your pictures reminded me of. Now, Jessica, the other question I had is there was the giant, super-sized red toggle switch on one of the big pictures. We all want to know what that one is, of course. I mean, any giant red toggle switch that probably would have a sign on it that says, only in case of emergency. That's the first one we're going to go on the right there. That's the first one we're all going to go for to try and see what it does, right? The print's too small. So anyway, with that question, I'll turn it back to net control. Dave, our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society.
7N, thanks for that. I'll get back to Bert. Picture that egg hatching an airplane. I just wonder how the sex education classes go on in that country. It'd be interesting to see how they explain that. And that's about what's happening here. It's still warm in Seattle. It's now dropped down to 94 degrees here in the sauna. Enjoying that. However, I think it's going to be short-lived here in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to pass it on to Ron, KD7QKU.
7QKU. This is Ron here. So anyway, I'm looking out the window to see what I see out there. So the sunset officially, is about this time now. It's it's about 8:45, I think. We're losing about 5 minutes a day, or 3 or 4 minutes a day. It's starting to go pretty fast now. It's amazing. So Jessica was saying, I guess there's going to be some meteor showers tonight. I suppose those are real late. I probably won't be up. I was reading on my phone here a little bit earlier. No, actually it was on the computer, I guess, while I was waiting. They did some sleep studies to see how much sleep you really need. They've determined that everybody needs 8 hours. That seems to be the natural thing for everybody. And so then they've taken these people and they had some, get 6 hours and 4 hours and 3 hours and 2 hours. And some they kept awake, and then they let them sleep 2 or 3 days, and they run all these tests. And they said that they came to the conclusion that sleep deprivation, I guess is that what you call it, where you're deprived of your sleep, you don't make it up. I mean, it's you kind of lose it, and they said the average person that only gets 6 hours of sleep, you really lose a lot of your cognitive ability or whatever. So I only get 6 hours of sleep a night. I wake up automatically at 5:30 in the morning. I don't know what it is, but I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and then I can lay there, but I don't really go back to sleep. So it doesn't do me much good. I need to go to bed, I guess, earlier at night. And I'm wondering if I'm going to do that. I'm wondering if it's, because that's kind of like a sunrise now, about 5:30. And I'm wondering if, as the days get longer and darker, if I'll wake up later. I'm anxious to kind of find that out. I've always woke up about 6, it seems like, but this summer it seems like I've been waking up about 5:30. All right, that's my big news, so back to net. And I don't think I'm going to stick around. I don't know if anybody else is going to stick around, but I'm not going to stick around very long after the net. So back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, and let's move on to Jessica again. KF7UHK, and for my curiosity, did you get your driver's license?
Oh yeah, I got my CDL license a couple weeks ago. I passed with flying colors. There were 62 points of the bus that you had to walk around and talk about, and very precisely about these things. And I got 60 out of 62, which is really pretty high marks. And then of course you do some backing tests, and then you go to do a driving test, and I passed those too. So that worked out really well, and I'm really happy about that. And I'm about to be released into the wild without a trainer on the bus. So that's kind of cool. I've already been doing passengers with a trainer somewhere on the bus. Sometimes you just sit in the back and just watch and tell me what I did wrong later on. But that's always fun to interact with people getting on and off the bus and talking to them. That's a hoot. That's all I can say. It's just really a hoot. It's kind of like the people you meet when you go to the emergency room. It's kind of the same kind of folks right on the bus. The cats, I think they're just overfed. I think if you didn't feed them so much, they wouldn't be so big. But they're still large stature cats. And eventually, when I get them enough confidence, they'll let me take their pictures. I'll bring some pictures on so you can see these guys. That big red toggle with the big red handle, that's the bus kneeler. So when you open up the door to let someone on, you hit that button too, and that's why it's way out there, so you don't forget to hit that, so the people don't trip on and off the bus. That's the bus kneeler. But those red ones that are covered, one of those is a retarder, so they slide down. It's just out, right? Is it working now? So the retarder button works like a downshift when you're slowing down, so that you're not wearing out your brake pads and stuff like that. But in the winter time, when there's ice on the ground, you're able to open that cover up and flip off the retarder. I can't wait for that. One more thing, and that is the other day I got to run the bus up to its governed speed of 65 on the freeway going up to Bellingham. That was quite a fun ride. You floor the thing, you get up to 65, it doesn't go any faster. It just stays right at 65. Whatever you try to do, going downhill, you can't fun. And then the last thing I have to break one more time. This route up near Concrete, there's a couple of little small communities up near Concrete, and there's this back road, I think it's called the Sauk Valley Highway, where you go 50 miles an hour down between trees, and that makes you feel like you're about to see God. You're going so fast on this woozy road that feels like a roller coaster. It's like, I don't think we should be going this fast, but that's what they want you to do. So with that, at 56 minutes after, 75 degrees up here in Everett, KF7 UHK.
UHK. Let's go on to Bert, N7CS in Marysville.
Oh, well, the talk about sunset and stuff, that reminded me, like during my cruise, I remember looking at the sunset and sunrise information for one of the days, and it was sunset at 2 minutes after midnight, and then sunrise at 2:32 a.m. So there was like, what, 2.5 hours of semi-darkness, and that was about it. So for the bus not going past 65, well, I mean, that sounds like a challenge. I mean, if going downhill didn't do it, maybe you need to get someone behind the bus and push it to give you that little extra oomph. I don't know. But anyway, this is Bert in Marysville, N7CS, back to that.
7CS, and get a quick ID here, and again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, thanks for the description, Jessica, and good luck with those calves. My goodness, and good for you taking them. You know, I think about that sometimes. I don't know what's going to happen to Sparky if something happens to me, so I'm glad there are people like you around that will take them, and hopefully they get adjusted and comfortable with you very soon. I hope that works out for you. Okay, well, that'll do it for me tonight. 73 everybody, and this is K9PQ sending it back to the net.
Thank you. Let's go to Richard and Kent, K7ITX.
As we start to wrap things up here, I am pleased to announce success to my dietary endeavors. I don't know, what was it, 3 months ago, I told you guys I was caught heck for having too much sugar in my blood and all that kind of stuff. So I started testing it, and I didn't become a vegetarian like Ron said I would. I just figured out how to get a lot of sugar and stuff that creates sugar out of my dietary stream without really too much damage to my dietary needs, not my dietary needs. I guess it could just be called your taste buds. And so I don't think I'll ever have to worry about losing my appetite like my pulmonologist is scared to death that I'll get, shrivel up. No, not hardly. I knocked off 12 pounds, and plus, the great thing is I took, on the A1C scale, I think it's like a, 1 to 10 or something like that, with anything over 6.2, they start to get hysterical. And sad to say, 3 months ago, the mine measured at 6.9, which is, full-blown, you're in trouble. Anyway, I'll make it quick. It's time to cut out of here, but the good news is I got it to 6.1, and I'm off the hook. K7ITX, 73, everybody, back to net control.
Your participation this evening, Richard, and all good things have to come to an end. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. Again, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for allowing us to use WW7STR repeater 147.08 for our voice transmissions. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7CYM, terminating the net at 9 o'clock. Good evening all.